Okay, here is the tutorial on how to roll correctly. So first thing that we do is separate the bangs out. So you want a center section about as wide as the rollers. So this is the center section that I have here for Taylor. You see? It's about as wide as twice my pinky. And you take the first section, you pull it up. You want to make sure you smooth it from the back. And then you're going to spray it. I like to freeze it. You don't have to use the freeze it. Tiffany likes the Pantene. Taylor, can you hold the clips? Yes, ma'am. So using the large rollers, I like the big ceramic ones. You do the center strip, these nice big huge rollers. First, at least 3 sections should be on the big rollers. And you roll back just like that. Now I like to use a U-clip, but on Taylor's hair I don't have one. So I'm going to use a clip, but normally I like a U-clip there. Those come with all the roller sets. They're those things that most of the time we think about throwing them away. But that's the one place where if you use the 2 U-clips, you won't get marks. Spray, large roller, clip. Now on Taylor here, normally I would say a 3rd big roller. I may do a 4th, just depending on her hair. But for the most part, 3 is a good number. And again, the neater your rolls are, the better your curl will be. The large rollers I like are these flocked ceramic ones because they're huge, but you can get away with just about any. Now before I get too much further, I'm going to do these front sections. These are the 2 pieces that I'm going to roll straight back away from her face, differently than I would. I'm not going to use these jumbos on hers because hers are very short. If you have layers and your hair is shorter than shoulder length, use a medium roller out of a standard set. Still going to spray in the back of the hair because that's the part that touches the roller. And you don't need to go crazy with the spray because it will make the hair really crunchy. And you just want to smooth it back and clip. Same thing on the other side.
Look at Poppy.
It's fine, Cam.
She's hurting the puppy.
It's okay. So again, we combed it out to the side, sprayed the back of the hair, not the front. Medium size roller.
Taylor, sleep.
And clip. Okay, that's the front section. Now I like to continue down the back and do that mohawk strip right through here. And I like to pull it out and either flip it over her shoulder if it's long enough, and if it's not, then you can clip it. But you really want to make sure that you keep that delineation from your sections because you're going to end up with the 5 sections. So again, we're just going to go through. The smaller chunks you take, the better your curl is going to be. Spraying the back. Now because I'm getting out of the crown area and into the length, I want to go to the mediums. You can get away with still using the larges, but your curl is going to be far better if you use the medium rollers. And just from a size perspective, this to me is a jumbo or a large. See the barrel on that? This is a medium. See how much smaller it is? And this is a do not ever use on a big girl's hair, small. So even though the set has the 3 sizes, I'm not going to use them all, which is why I plan, like I have 4 sets plugged in here. I will not use a complete set at all. I will use pieces and parts from multiple sets, but that way I know I'm getting the best curl out of Taylor's hair. I also don't curl the tip of the ends because when I run my hands through, I'm going to pull the spray through anyway. And because I wrap the roller, if you see how I go like that, I don't want that bend sprayed in hard because it'll curl just by being wrapped. So you don't have to put the hairspray right at the end. Maybe the last inch is hairspray free. You just kind of go through. And you don't want big sections, you want nice small sections so that the rollers lay kind of in a stack.
That's okay. Stop. Stop, Poppy. Come on.
And again, as you go down, you just want to make sure that you keep your separate sections. And you don't want your rollers too thick because you won't get good curl. Like this section is borderline almost too much. So because it's a really wide section, but I'm not going to have enough room for the rollers, I sprayed top and bottom. That may end up getting me a crustier section than I'd like when I go to pick it out. But I want to make sure that the curl holds because it is a bigger section. Taylor's hair is very thick. When you have very thick hair, it gets hard to get enough rollers in and still have the space for them.
Oh, hello. 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 Whoa. Whoa.
Again, as I'm getting closer to the ends, I'm taking the smaller rollers from the flocked set because I want nice tight curl, that real good curl to bounce up at the bottom of the hair for the pageant. Two more in this section. Taylor has some shorter hairs underneath. I'm going to use a different roller under there than I am the rest of it because obviously that hair is only going to show if we do an updo. And many girls have hair that breaks towards the bottom of their hairline or they have a shorter section. And if you do have that, you have to kind of work around it. You can see this section here. It's shorter than everything else. I am going to use a larger roller just to give it some curl shape here so that it blends in. And again, now this is the last one. If she said to me, ooh, that's really hot, I might get a piece of toilet paper or a paper towel to stick in there. But there's your center section. Basically, the rolling technique is very straightforward. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find right behind her ear, and I'm going to separate that out. And that's going to be the next section I roll. So I'll pop a clip in this just to keep it out of my way. And again with this, I'm going to go right back up to the top, and these first ones are going to go back to the larger ones because these are the ones that shape her face, and you don't want tight curl around the face. You have to be a little bit careful when you have layers, which everybody really should have layers if they're going to be doing pageant hair. You see how I'm winding that longer hair around and holding the end of the short layers? That's the only tricky part to rolling the top, is making sure that those layers get addressed. And then again, this is a longer, thicker section, but I don't have a lot of room, so I'm going to make sure I spray top and smooth, and then I'm going to spray bottom and smooth again. And again with the big rollers for this section, because it's bang. This last one over the ear can be a tricky one to roll. It can also be a painful one for the girls. I'm twisting like this because it is a layered section and I don't want to lose that layer. See how the end is cupping, but I can pop it under here. If it's hot on the ear, this is another place where the tissues and the paper towel really come in handy. And you kind of have to say, Taylor, do you need a towel? Or is it okay?
It's okay.
All right, good. So, last section. Obviously this top roller is going to be, you can see that the shape of the hair is kind of a wedge. It's going to be a smaller roll. But I don't want to compromise the quality of the root lift and the curl. So I am going to use one of the mediums. Now I'm out of the mediums in this set. So I may have to crack open another set and start mixing them in. Because I want that really good curl in the length. Because this is what kind of floats so nicely around stage. The other thing too is to keep in mind is that all curl will drop. So I'd rather have the curl tighter than I want it when I first style it versus not having enough curl. I dropped that one, so I need another one.
Here.
Thanks, Cam.
I got it for you.
I appreciate that.
When you want me to hold that one for you. When will you be done holding that hair?
When we're all rolled. It does start to get a little bit tricky when you get into these sections where you only have a little bit of space to work with and a lot of hair. Don't be afraid to go a little bit heavier on the hairspray in here. And if you know that you've got a bigger section, top and bottom. And smooth the hairspray through the hair because it just really seals the cuticle when you take the heat, which makes it a smoother curl. You don't want that frizzy or separated curl look.
Why does Taylor have to have her hair up?
Because she's going to see Miss Tiff.
Can I come? Mom, can I come?
We'll talk about it later.
Whoa, you sprayed my eyes.
I'm sorry. Wasn't aiming for your eyes.
That's okay. Okay, now I feel better.
Now, because Taylor has this little bit of short hair at the end, it still needs to be rolled. And I want more of a curl on it. I am going to go and put it all on a small roller, which I told you not to use. But this is the only place it's kind of like stuck in there just underneath everybody. I also can't use the same clip that I would use with the regular roller because this roller is so small. So I'm going with the butterfly clip. Okay, that's your basic way how to do it. Thanks for watching.
Mom.